Randonautica Markie here. I think it's location 4, but I'll have to check. So I'm putting the naughty in Randonautica today because I'm trespassing and I'm in the site of a disused prison. So this is a prison up until the 80s, I think, and then it was deemed unsuitable. The cells, some of the cells are ridiculously small, and it was decommissioned, if that's the right word. So there's nice trees and greenery around here. Last time I came here, I came across a small flock of parakeets, about 4 or 6 of them, which you don't normally see here about. So finally we were in a decent... Oh, bunny rabbits, you see those? 2 rabbits. So we're going to go around the outside, and you can, or when I came here last, you could actually get inside, not into the buildings, but into the, and you know, beyond the perimeter. You know what that is? A little bus shelter waiting for transport or something, I don't know. So it was originally, I think, a military hospital back in the colonial days. Got a little tower there poking up above the top. Nice little touch. And then it became just a regular old jail. Now, I've had some interesting experiences with jails in my time. I've never been sent to jail, thank God. Never done anything that would warrant being sent to jail. Worst I do is the occasional bit of mild trespass. So this is really, I think it's my first urban exploration video. So I am doing new things today. I am getting off the hamster wheel, meeting my goal. I don't want to hang about too much by the entrance because that's where I'm likely to be seen. So this was presumably like reception. I can't see anything through there. I think it's been blacked out. Yeah, interesting experiences with prisons. Because as a child I had a bit of a prison phobia. Got a bit fixated on the idea of prisons and quite scared. And later in life, when I started to do a bit of acting and that kind of thing, I used to get a lot of roles as a supporting artist, or an extra as it's generally called. They don't call it extras in the industry, they call them supporting artists, or sometimes supporting artistes, which sounds a bit posh. This is where I saw the parakeets last time I came. So I don't know what they're doing with this site. I presume they're going to redevelop it at some point and in some way. So anyway, to get back to my story, I had a role as a prisoner. It was in a film called Lucky Break, which had Bill Nighy in it and Timothy, I can never say it, is it Spall or Sprawl, or Timothy Spall, and it was in the same team that did what was that film about the male strippers? It was that team, but it never did so well, Lucky Break. So it was a film about a prison break, as you can kind of probably imagine, and I got a job as a prisoner in that film, walking around the exercise yard. And it was interesting because a bunch of us extras were prisoners and a bunch of us extras were prison officers, and we found that we would only talk to the prisoners, would only talk to other prisoners, and the officers would only talk to other officers. It's interesting. They've done some science experiments along those lines, haven't they? So now look, I'm going into the actual prison compound, if that's the right word. It's an overused word, compound. So I'm inside now, but I don't think you can get inside any of the buildings. They're all securely boarded up, but we'll go around as much as we can go around, give you a flavour of the place. So I did this job. I remember thinking at the time, cool, blimey, I couldn't work here, you know, a grim place. Oh, look, there's a monarch butterfly there. I don't know if you can... And he's fluttered off. So we're back around. Oh, I thought you could see where we were before from here, but we can't. So let's go down here. Nice little wooden fence along here. Obviously, I'm not sure whether we're back out of the main perimeter. Maybe these are outbuildings then. We're not actually in the secured, the part of the prison that would have been secure. Who knows? I mean, often you do get lots of kind of offices and stuff that are outside the secure part of the prison clustered around it. So I remember thinking at the time, that bench looked rotted. Somebody's escaped through there. Now that is, for the nature lovers out there, is a rabbit scrape where they just play at digging. According to Watership Down, I'm not sure if that's an authoritative source on bunny behaviour, but it's a wonderful book. The females, oh, there's a little rabbit or something behind, or a bird in that little hole. Just moved. Just saw something in that little gap. Maybe it's already gone. Something moved there. I think it was a bunny. Yeah, the males dig the actual burrows, and the females play at digging, according to that book. So nice. Oh, it's a pussycat. Hello, puss. So, nice little wooded valley. Nice bird song as well. Now that I can hear a tui, but I wonder if we can see him. So you get all sorts in this video. It's a smorgasbord of wildlife and anecdotes and urban exploration. But I can't see the bird that's making the sound. There he is. There he is, tui. Tui's a signature bird of New Zealand. They've got a little white, you can see that little white tuft underneath on his chest, on his breast, and they make all kinds of sounds. They copy sounds, so they've got their own distinct call, but they'll pick up calls from other things. It sounds like he's barking like a dog, and they're very aggressive. They'll chase off all the other birds. Interesting tree as well. I think this is, I looked at this tree the other day. I think it's one that's kind of originates in Australia. Go back on the tui, and it's got these little tufty bits on it, and they're really soft. They're like little rabbit paws. So we got rabbits, we got a tui. I can't remember the name of the tree, but I'll put that in the link if I've identified it correctly. So onward, yeah, give you a bit more prison. So I was in this movie as a prisoner, walking around the exercise yard looking miserable, and thought, oh, you couldn't work here, it's really grim. And that's before I lived in Devon. Then I moved to Devon, and long story short, I'm always interested in junk. I always draw to little bits of junk in hedge. I think, oh, you could make something out of that, and I get into trouble for bringing things home, hoarding potential art materials. Now look, we're a bit closer to this tree. It's the same kind of tree. It is the one I thought it was, and that is I don't know if that's a flower or what you would call it, but that is so silky soft, lovely. But they're considered a weed. And then years later, it's an interesting plant there as well. I'm in too much close-up mode, so I need to go into less close-up, that's it. So years later, I ended up working there. I was in between jobs, needed something to do. Really didn't want to do the prison job. And funny enough, the day of the interview, my car wouldn't start, and then my wife at the time, her car, which I borrowed to try and get there on time, that wouldn't start either. I think that was, you know, the externalizing powers of the unconscious mind. They're nice, aren't they? Stopping me, you know, because I didn't want to get the job. And then when I got the job, I was really ill. I had this thing where I I was really stiff in the joints. I had really difficulty walking, and I was only in the job for about 3 months, and then I actually got headhunted for a management job in a rehab, and happily went off to that. But working in the prison got me over my phobia of prisons, and was really interesting because Dartmoor Prison's got a fascinating history, and it's quite a spooky history. It's supposed to be haunted as well, and I learnt an awful lot. I had quite a good time there. Some ducks flying overhead. I might have missed them in the shot. So we've almost completed the prison tour now. We've almost done the periphery, but there's something else near here that's interesting as well. So I might pause this video and then start again in another one. So these are all outwards. This is a very small prison. Tiny really. I think they crammed quite a few people in here though, so it'd be far too many. So I ended up working in Dartmoor Prison, got over my prison phobia, had a very interesting time, learnt a lot, and moved on to something better. So it was all good in the end. So, you know, that old folk tale or wisdom tale about, you know, good news, bad news, who can tell? It's very true, you know. You never know how things are going to turn out. You can anticipate that things are going to be really bad, and they turn out to be gifts in disguise. So it's starting to get a bit windy now. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, so I will raise my voice a little more. So we're now leaving the prison, and I think I'll do is I will stop this video and take you to the next location, which is just around the corner but really nice, and I'll do another video there. So same location effectively, because this is where Randonautica's taken me, but a number of different features and interesting things. So we'll call this the end of one video, and I'll be back in the next one. So the next one's going to be interesting. So sorry, the first one was boring. Second one was nice, it was by the sea. Third one was boring, and this one's interesting. Now what I'm going to do after showing you around places in this location, I love those trees on the horizon. Let me give you a little view of those trees. I'm not sure what they are. They always make me think of Africa, those kinds of trees. So what I'll do when we finished at this location, I've done the second video here, of another place of interest that's just around the corner. I am going to drive a bit further away because the perimeter thing setting on Randonautica is not working. So I'm going to drive a bit further afield into the wilds and see where we get taken to in the wilds, and hopefully that will be interesting as well. So more definitely guaranteed interesting things to come in the next video. Even if this one wasn't quite so hot, and we'll say goodbye to the county jail or the city jail, and we'll catch you in the next one. Rangi Mario.